What's going on, guys? EV here, back as your coach for the Cerulean Town Sylveons in week 2 of the TCL, the Tournaments Championship League. This week I'm going up against the Cerulean City Chandelures, coached by Pokey Troy. Honestly, I really like how he drafted his team. It's a pretty solid team, but honestly, I think my team, my draft counters his. Not necessarily counters, it handles it really well. He's packing a Mega Sableye, a Manaphy, a Chandelure, Salamence, Smeargle, Magneton, Trevenant, Quillfish, Clefairy, Shiftry, Mesprit, and Muck. So keeping those 12 Pokemon in mind, I kind of, balanced out what I thought I could beat, being. So first off, I got Lyra, the Lopunny. I decided to bring nicknames this week. Shiny, and also I just love the color pink. Shiny Lopunny is amazing. Just packing the standard set, fake out, high jump, kick, return, ice punch. It really just puts in a lot of work against his team. There's no reason for me to pack anything special because there's nothing that I'm really fearing. Salamence, even at he brings an Intimidate Salamence after rocks, ice punch Okos him. If it's not, ice punch Okos him. Especially if he takes a fake out. There's some kind of chip damage there. I'm honestly not worried at all. Lyra's going to put in so much work here, guys. So much work here. Then I'm going to move on to my Sylveon, Mara. The Sylveon, she is going to be our specially defensive wall. Standard set, Hyper Voice, Toxic Wish, Protect. Not much to say. Sylveon's a really solid special defensive wall. Then we're going to move on to Harley, our wonderful, wonderful Ninetales. Packing the Expert Belt to fake Choice Scarf or Choice Specs, just kind of fake being locked into a move. Whereas the same, I can, bam, hit something hard with Flamethrower or Extra Sensory or Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse, I really want to knock out that Chandelure, especially after Stealth Rock. If I get my rocks up, the only way he can get rid of them is if he brings his Shiftry, which I'm honestly not. I'm honestly predicting him not to bring that Shiftry, because it just doesn't, so many things on my team can handle it. It gets outsped by Mega Lopunny. It can't do anything to Sylveon, gets destroyed by it. Can't do anything to a Ninetales, gets destroyed by it. There's so many things on my team that can handle Shiftry, and I'm just looking directly at what I have here, and regardless, Shiftry is not going to be a problem. Ninetales is going to be packing Flamethrower just for that powerful, powerful stat. Normally I would bring Fire Blast, but I've had some bad luck lately and I'm not risking the misses. Extra Sensory for was Quillfish and the Muck. Hopefully I don't have it's not an Assault Vest Muck, because that would be a problem, but talking it over with one of my friends, he's thinking it's likely going to be a Curse Muck. If anything, it's going to be a setup, or it could just be a bulky Muck. Will-O-Wisp, just if something switches in, slower thing, something slow, if I can catch the Salamence, or even the, it's mostly the Salamence that I got the Will-O-Wisp for, but we'll see how that plans out. I might change that, I may not. Moving on, we have Brawl, the Crocodile. I love Crocodile, this is an amazing thing. I'm bringing a bulky set this week, as opposed to my usual, kind of fast, or my usual defensive set. This is a bulky sweeper. This thing is going to wreck shop if it gets a chance to just get in there and take care of everything. Knockoff's going to hit super hard. Earthquake's going to Oko Muck, if I'm not mistaken, if I ran the damage calc earlier. Stone Edge is to predict switch-ins for Salamence, and there was, I think it was just Salamence. Everything else, Earthquake handles well, or Knockoff handles well. So, honestly, the only thing that really I don't want to switch in to this is Shiftry, and everything else takes care of Shiftry just amazingly well. It's going to be bulky leftovers, max HP, max attack, a little bit in special defense, mainly because I got that Intimidate, just leftover EVs. Then we're going to move on to Parch, my Dragalogy. Packing the Choice Specs, usually I prefer to run a defensive Dragalogy and pack the Black Sludge on it, but I decided to go little different this week. Choice Specs, Draco Meter, nothing. If the only way he can get something in for free is if I miss, or if he has a Clefairy. And honestly, I don't think he's going to bring the Clefairy, because, I got Sludge Wave that's going to 2-hit KO it regardless. Draco Meteor, I think, if I'm not mistaken, on everything, if it hits and I don't already have a special attack drop, it's a 2-hit KO. Or at least it's going to do so much damage when he doesn't have a lot of forms of recovery. I think he's got recovery on Mega Sableye and Revenant, it looks like. Just, you know, reliable recovery, I should say. I'm going to be packing the Hidden Power Ground just in case he brings the Magneton. It's also for the Chandelure and the Quillfish, because I really don't have a way to handle Quillfish on this besides Draco Meteor, and sometimes, you know, you just don't want to go for that Draco Meteor. Packing the Scald also for if he starts setting up on a D-Dance Mega Man, or a D-Dance Salamence, excuse me. I'm not too worried. I'm honestly not too worried about it. It's just kind of pick a move, go with it. Thought about Thunderbolt for the Manaphy, but that's I think a Draco Meteor would suffice more than enough, or Sludge Wave. Then to round this out, we have our defensive, or physically defensive wall, Vaporeon standard set. I am bringing the HP Electric, however, if I do need to take care of the Manaphy. If it doesn't set up a Tail Glow, Hidden Power Electric is a 3-hit KO. Does outspeed me, so if I get any prior damage on it, if it takes more than about, I think, 20% damage, don't quote me on that, 20-25% damage, Hidden Power Electric is a 2-hit KO at that point. It's just something I thought it'd be a little cheeky. I got the Ice Beam as well. Normally I bring Wish Toxic or Wish Ice Beam. Got the Ice Beam for the Mega Salamence if he decides to switch that in on me. I don't think, excuse me, I don't think it would be a great idea. That's what I just said. I know he's going to almost, just a thought about what he's going to bring. I think he's going to bring the Salamence and the Chandelure. Almost guaranteed. The Manaphy is just too scary to not bring. I think Trevenant would be a great defensive wall for him. I'm not sure how he'd like to play that. Physically defensive or specially defensive, because it can go either way because it sponges hits either way, especially if you run Harvest Leech Seed. I'm also predicting the Muck or the Quillfish as some kind of defensive wall. Think of the Trevenant. If he brings Quillfish as a physically defensive, Trevenant's going to be specially defensive. Otherwise, I think the Magneton might be specially defensive. I'm not sure. Other than those, I'm really not sure what he's going to bring. It's just, I've prepared for everything as well as I can. Feel confident to this game. Guys, let's get a win. Last week wasn't so great. Let's get a win.